you can go back to this.
Thank you.
And then take a look. All right, so just to backtrack real quickly so you remember, you can look back at the video. So I typed in liberal media and bias. I right-clicked on this one source. I never lose my original page because I can always go back and check this one out and right-click on that because that's kind of a high number. High numbers or low numbers is relative, so it depends on the discourse community, right? So kind of keep that in mind.
So I have a question. So these sources, so you said that we want to know what like my discourse community is talking about. But are these sources like journalists though? Like,
so that's a great question. So I'm adding into their Fox News, liberal media, and journalism. Again, we're still within that list of 1,000, and this is only one rabbit hole we went into, 1,250. So there's a few other rabbit holes you can go into, and as you start to go into these little rabbit holes, you start to see like, oh, there's that source again. So sometimes the same sources keep coming up, and sometimes that's an indicator, like, you know what, this source keeps appearing and reappearing. Maybe I should take a look into that one. And so I just typed in journalism. So. You know, the new media and the polarization, how Fox News changed American media, political dynamics. And I can also do is liberal media always references Fox News. So that's the nice thing about Google Scholar. It can handle these types of like sentences, right? And you're a journalism major, so when you're doing research in a database, is so one little trick. Let me see. Let me look at these here. How Fox News changed American media. So there's that source that keeps coming up, and the polarized thing.
Oh wait, what was that one in the partisan TV news?
Partisan TV news content attribute agenda setting and polarized evaluation. Oh, okay, cool. So why they don't trust the media, right?
Yeah.
So then like. So one of the things you can do when you're doing your research in Google Scholar is you type the headline or the sentence that you hope you find. Like, for instance, why does CNN reference Fox News? And then you can maybe just say, and fake news, something like that. And so now it came down to 72, but is it fake news? And so then you just see if that persuasion and polarization, bias in cable news. So that's like a little trick, is to type the sentence. Or
that's really helpful.
Yeah, the headline that you hope that you find. Because, you know, you journalists all think alike. So you guys come up with the same kind of titles, and you come up with the same kinds of sentence. So you're trying to find the like-minded journalists that, you know, wrote something similar, and Google Scholar is sophisticated enough to handle that. I don't want to discourage you not to use the library, because the library is everything we have, and Google Scholar is like 10% of what you can get. So,
yeah. Well, I like using the Google Scholar through the library though, because yes. I went through Google Scholar just alone, and I was like, oh, I can't get access to this, and I was like, oh wait, and then Ithaca had it through Google Scholar. So
yeah, so I have it through Google Scholar, so you can see right there it says proxy, and so you can see this.
Yeah.
And so you do get a lot more, which is great. And if you're in the library, like it has a link for Google Scholar, and you can always check it on Google Scholar. There's Lydia. Hey Lydia, I'm just finishing up with Ainsley, so can I just have one last minute? Yeah. Just come back in. Just come back in 1 minute. Okay. Thanks, Lydia.
No problem.
And so then once you start to frame the problem and you start to find sources around one of these, and the good thing is you're curious about a lot, and you're interested in a lot of problems, and so the key thing is to kind of narrow it in on a particular kind of problem. And again,
in your opinion,
go ahead.
In your opinion, do you think that any of these have more potential than others for this paper? Because I don't have any preference. I'm not leaning towards like any specific idea.
I like the thing with the Fox News and how why liberal media keeps like referencing it and the effects that it has. I think that's cool. obviously, researchers like it because look how much they're publishing about this topic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's because it is talked about so much,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I'm hoping that I don't find there's gonna be so much just about how like echo chambery Fox News is, and I'm not even gonna look at that. Like that, they've got their own problems there.
Yeah.
I just want to,
So if you can just keep it to sort of frame it as like why, like I'm just saying CNN because CNN apparently gets referenced a lot, but why liberal media is constantly referencing Fox News and the effects it has, and then and just focus in on that problem, that question. And then after you look at the research, then you start like, okay, I need to find a genre set, 3 to 5 examples of that conversation happening. It could be, or or it could be like actual like evidence of that happening. So of where you sort of see this like over referencing and the effects it has, and maybe
there's like a video where it's like a compilation of liberal news sites just saying the words Fox News.
Oh, cool.
And it's like a 3-minute video just going Fox News, Fox News, Fox News.
Yeah, so that would be that could be one of your genre pieces, right? So that that video compilation.
So for class today, what
well, like
should I do?
The next, because you have an hour and a half, so definitely, let me stop this recording. So definitely take some time.